And we're live. This is Frank Monday on the Live Drive Jive, June 11th, 2021. Broadcasting to you straight out of the Central Business District in Beijing, China. I am headed to work on this Friday, Friggadagen. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome. Hope everyone's doing well out in Happy Land today. I was thinking about why I originally started YouTubing or doing any kind of live broadcasting. And originally, number one, it was to talk about ideas that I can't normally talk about in my day-to-day life. I work as a creative arts teacher with a focus on reading literature and commenting and basic essay writing, this type of thing. Reading and writing teacher here in Beijing. And all you could pretty much talk about in your day-to-day life at school and in classes and stuff are very prosaic topics. Those things which are going to help students be successful academically. So I realized that I was watching a lot of YouTube content and enjoyed listening to people talk radio type of thing, because I kind of grew up on talk radio. LA is pretty famous. Los Angeles, my hometown, is pretty famous for talk radio. And so I've always listened to, or not always, but there were times in my life when I listened to radio personalities and enjoyed listening to them talk about different things. Of course, some of my favorites were the ones that had paranormal stories, right? Coast to Coast, Radio Misterioso, and others. There are a couple other shows. You can get them on podcasts now, which makes it super convenient. So my original goal was to produce at least 10% of the time. So if I watch 10 hours, or if I listen to, I don't really watch the phone, but if I listen to 10 hours of radio from YouTube, then I felt like I should contribute back to the community an hour. So 1/10 was the basic equation. And day-to-day listening and driving is going to easily exceed 10 hours. Like, I got an hour-long drive in the morning, and then I've got an hour and a half drive in the evening. And prior to that, I was moving around on the subway a lot, which could turn into 2-3 hours of transit, not driving, but transit per day. So, even in a single work week, you got 5 times 3, it's 15. You're doing 15 hours. And that doesn't include evening hours, listening to radio shows, so on and so forth. You get the idea. So it easily turns into 15 to 20 hours of listening per week, which means I need to produce an hour or two myself in order to pay back some of that contribution. And at the same time, you can talk about the topics that interest you and maybe meet with like-minded folks and get their opinions and learn about new YouTube channels and tell others about channels that you enjoy, so on and so forth. So with that said, yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking about YouTube. Secondary reason, the reason I started live streaming is so that I could send some contact back home for Happy Land, to let everybody back there know that I'm still kicking, I'm still alive, because it's far away from your homeland. I'm on the other side of the world. I chose this path of the Orient So it's good to keep in touch with folks back home day to day. Let them see the face. Let them remember the personality. So on and so forth. Another reason, well, on to the reason about topics that you can't talk about in your day-to-day life. Yeah, so hello out there in Happy Land. How are you, Sandra Sue? I see you out there in the ideas room. And hello to anybody else tuning in. Okay, so other good reasons, or I could tell you guys about life in Beijing, relay some of the stories to you about things over here, because you may or may not ever visit this part of the world, and you probably hear tons of news programs about what China's like and stuff. And today we got beautiful weather. There's typical road conditions. Everybody up early, commuting to work. All the same cars that you would see anywhere else in the world. You know, Buick, Toyota, Hyundai, Audi, Nissan, BMW, Mercedes, Jeep. So it's a world-class city. There are large buildings everywhere. You know, it's Beijing. It's a super city. Day-to-day life isn't much different than it would be anywhere else in the world, except for everybody speaks Chinese. And there is a sufficient amount of Oriental style architecture. All right, so we have hit the highway. They call this one is called the Shoudu Jichang Jingsu Gaosu Gonglu airport highway. Anyway, just as airport. The Chinese name's a little more complicated. All right. Oh, and another point why I wanted to do YouTubing. Who doesn't want to be on live TV, right? It's kind of fun. Well, a lot of people don't, but you could go live TV straight from the comfort of your own car or office or dorm room or walking down the street, wherever you like. So, magic and martial arts. Magic being ritual magic, ceremonial magic, mind magic, mentalism, hypnosis, clairvoyance, the paranormal, supernatural, super sensual, so on and so forth. And then martial arts. My background is in, I took karate when I was a kid for a long time. Got really interested in movement arts. And 4 or 5 years old, I think, was my first karate class. And after that, it became a lifelong endeavor. Every time I moved, I coordinated it with my breathing. So, walking, whatever, sitting down, standing up, everything started coordinating with the breath. And so, that's the great engine of Chinese Qigong, is coordinating the breath with movement at the first level. At the first level is just doing the movements and trying to breathe, right? Because you can't juggle that many variables at once until you've put things into your second nature. So then the next level is coordinating the breath and movements. At the higher level is coordinating the spirit with the body. And at the super higher levels is guiding all of the energy for internal alchemy, refinement through the energetic pathways of Chinese acupuncture while you breathe and move. So today is Friday. I was going to talk a little bit about magic later on when I get to the dorm, because I got a couple of hours where I can just chill and do lesson prep. So I'll cut this one here. because it makes it easier to upload to the website if they're not too long. As above, so below. I love y'all good looking, happy people. Y'all good looking, sexy people out in Happy Land. I will talk to you back in a moment for part 2. Bye for now.